a sharp chain, a ported saw. This thing doesn't cut like 50 cc's. Welcome back to Hardworking Man. If you sharpen your own chainsaw chains, you don't want to miss this video, especially if you use a grinding wheel, one of the Oregon style sharpeners, or if you use a Dremel or the Grandberg sharpener like I use. If you hand file, this may or may not be relevant to you, but if you file with a powered tool, such as a grinder or a Dremel, you're gonna wanna watch this because I found a new product. I'm not sponsored by them. I found out about it, I bought it, I tried it, and it's one of those things that hits you and you say, why didn't I think of this? Why have I done this wrong for so long? And if you're doing it without this, I think you're probably doing it wrong, and I'm gonna explain why and show you the difference in using this new product, and it's cheap. So let me show you guys what I'm talking about. Then we're gonna take the new ported Echo CS501P out into the yard, the beech tree that I cut down with the axe in the Hardworking Man Challenge that was put on by Tom from Fate Farms, PA. Rachel also just did it the other day with a maple tree. But we're gonna go to that beech tree with the new ported Echo, and we're gonna run it with this new sharp chain, and we're gonna buck that thing up, hopefully before dark. The sun is setting in the background. Daylight savings time or standard time is back in effect. It gets dark way too soon for any of us who like to work outside. Let me get this chain sharpened, get out there and see if I can get this tree cut out before we run out of light. So this is how I like to sharpen my chains when I don't hand file. I use this Grandberg sharpener. I love this thing. It's the Grandberg Model G 1012 XT. It mounts on your chainsaw bar, and then it's a guide that you adjust and you set to how you want to sharpen your chain, so you get it perfect every time. I've said it before in a video, it's helped me learn how to be a better hand filer. But I learned something extra that I'm going to show you guys right now. Okay, Rachel just got home with groceries, thank God, because we needed some. But anyways, when you sharpen and you use these grinding stones, whether it's a diamond stone or just a stone, I've got just a regular stone here, you just put it on and you sharpen your chain like we all do, like we all always have. But what is something, if you sharpen your own knives, if you sharpen scissors, if you sharpen drill bits, if you drill metal, something that you do that we have all overlooked forever running these type of sharpeners? Lubrication. Why do we just take a dry stone and put it to the chain? It gets hot, it just, heat kills things, kills saws, kills chains. When you're running the disc style, the CBN wheels or the grinder wheels, and you just gotta bump it, bump it, bump it to keep it cool so you don't overheat your teeth. With the Dremels, I hit it, and I still am gonna do that. And I'm gonna show you the difference between running just a dry stone. I've got a brand new dry stone on here now, and I'm going to hit this chain with it, and then I'm going to add lubrication to that stone in a product that's actually designed for this that I'd never heard of before until the other day, and show you the difference. And ever since I started using this, my chains have been even sharper than I've ever had them before. So I think it works, and I can show you that it works in keeping your chain cooler. So let me show you the difference. Here it is, just a regular brand new stone hitting this chain. I'm gonna zoom in, hopefully we can get some good footage of this. Okay, so I use a little flashlight on my hat just so I can see better. I sharpen in the garage a lot of times, but to get good footage, I brought this outside. But let's watch what happens as we sharpen this. You can see the red sparks and the heat. And as you sharpen it, you'll see if we hit it enough, these don't need much, but it'll start to build up heat in there. And you can see it glowing red. We've got a nice sharp tooth there, good gullet, nice sharp top plate. But now, let me introduce a little bit of lubrication to the stone. This is called Cool Grind. It says it helps you sharpen your chain faster and cooler. And let me tell you, this stuff works. It's made by Grandberg, the people that make this sharpener. And you just take it every 2 to 3 teeth, and you just put it on the stone. Which I was like, why have I never done this before? Now when you sharpen, you'll see you're not getting the red sparks as much. You still get a little bit, but it's staying cooler. The tooth isn't ever getting glowing red, and it just polishes it better in my opinion. Plus, from what I've read online, your stones last longer, which makes sense. When you sharpen a knife, you use lubrication to pull the little pieces of metal away so it doesn't just grind in there. And that's what this is doing. You'll see as you need to put more lubrication on, it'll start to throw more sparks. So that was one thing that told me it was working. And then the first time I went and cut after running this cool grind on my sharpener, I was like, oh my gosh, that's the sharpest chain I've ever cut with. You can see a little bit of it coming off on the top tooth there. And I have to imagine, I haven't done a ton of sharpening with this, but I have to imagine the more you do it, your stone will sort of get this cooling lubricant built into it, which probably is what helps it last longer. You can see now, I'm starting to throw a few more sparks. This I think is the 4th tooth since I put the cool grind on. So you just take it again, put a little bit on your stone, and keep going. Now I don't have one of the Oregon disc style sharpeners, but I'd like somebody that does YouTube videos. Buy a stick of this. I think I paid $7 for that stick. Put it on your grinding wheel and see if there's a difference, and I think you'll be amazed. And I think this stuff will work great on those as well. You're gonna probably go through a little more of it, but I mean, just in keeping your chain in better condition, your stones lasting longer, and getting a sharper chain every time, I think this stuff is definitely something you need to look into. Again, not sponsored. They didn't reach out to me. It's just something I found, and when I found it and used it, I was like, oh my gosh, why haven't I used this before? We'll put a link down in the description if you guys want to check it out, or if you've used it before and I just have never seen it, let me know. Or if you try it and you do see the same differences I'm seeing, let me know down in the comments. Do you think it's worth buying, adding to your stones? I clearly think it is, but I'm going to finish sharpening this chain, head out into the woods, and try to get that beech tree cut out before we run out of sunlight. There it is, the saw is sharp. Let's fire up this 501P, modded and ported by Joe from Dino Joe Mods. Check that video out and go see how big of a monster this thing is now. We're going to be taking on a nice big beech tree, which we know is hardwood, and I'm running out of time fast, so hopefully I can get this thing bucked up before it gets too dark to film. I'll get it warmed up, get my gear on, get out to the woods, and let's go. We're a 50cc saw. This thing rips now. Alright, I'm just going to buck this up on the ground. My woodchuck timberjack is at the property. I don't have time to get the tractor warmed up to lift it up, but it actually works out because I got sent a couple new things by a company called Yard Marie, I believe it's pronounced. This is a chain case, and what I like about it is when you need extra chains in the woods, you can throw a few in there, and it's got little pockets here for your files or whatever you wanted to throw in there. What I don't like about it is I wish it was deeper or a better way to store longer chains. But it's still nice when you need extra chains when you're out cutting. Another thing I like is they sent this, it's a wedge pouch, which I never really had before. I always had 1 or 2 wedges in here, which was sort of a pain. But they sent some wedges in this wedge pouch. When I buck a log up on the ground to keep your bar from getting pinched, after you get a cut, you throw a wedge in there. I don't know how well these are gonna hold up. I'm gonna beat on them a little more than I need to while I'm doing this log, just to see if we mushroom out the ends or if these wedges are worth having. But we'll put links to the wedges, the pouch, and the chain case in the description of this video. Let's get to cutting, see if this 50cc saw can rip this beech tree up to where it splits off before Rachel has to go to a meeting and it's just too dark to film. chips. a sharp chain, and a 50cc Echo chainsaw ported by Joe at Dino Joe Mods. This thing is ripping through this beech like I would expect it to cut through silver maple. We just ripped this log down in no time. I got a couple of bottom cuts to finish, but the sun's gone. The days are like 3 hours long now. So check out that cool grind. Check out the Yard Marie stuff. Links to all that will be in the description. Thanks for watching, hardworking man. Have a great day. Check out Dino Joe Check out Dino Joe Mods. It's a channel he does support and such.
Start over. Completely over.